Hello everybody, I'm the Universal Critic. I talk about whatever I want, whenever I want, and today I'm reviewing the new movie starring Ben Affleck, Argo. What's it about? Well, in 1979, the U.S. Embassy in Iran was seized by the well, I want to say, let's be nice and call them terrorists, and everyone inside was held captive, but 6 Americans managed to escape and hid inside the Canadian ambassador's house. So a CIA agent named Tony Mendez, played in this movie by Ben Affleck, creates a relatively crazy scheme to get them out, poses as a Canadian film crew on a location scout, and then smuggle them out that way. So how was the movie? It was actually very good. I'm not that big a Ben Affleck fan, I haven't really seen that many of his movies, but he actually did a very good job as both the director and the main star, though. One thing that kind of bugs me is that the guy he's playing is named Tony Mendez. Yeah, Ben Affleck does a good job, but I just would have liked to see a Hispanic actor in the role just to sort things out. Well, let's see who else is in the movie. You also got John Goodman as a movie producer who helps Tony Mendez out on to help him build the cover for everything. And he does a good job too. John Goodman's always fantastic. And you also got another producer played by Alan Arkin, who's very funny. I mean, he's mean and rude and everything, but he's hilarious. And you also got Bryan Cranston as Tony Mendez's boss at the CIA. He does a good job as always. So as for the movie itself, the story was very intriguing. You really get involved into what's going on. I'm not sure how historically accurate it is, but I'm not a historian, so you'll have to look elsewhere for that. And anyway, it's a movie, not a documentary. It doesn't need to be completely historically accurate. Though I do like that this isn't just like your generic, like, you know, terrorists are bad, Americans good, or not, some such crap like that. This is actually a very balanced and well thought out movie. Like, for those of you who don't know, for thousands of years, Iran, or Persia as it was known back then, was ruled by kings known as shahs. But then in the 1950s, they elected a prime minister who ticked off the West by nationalizing the oil supply of Iran. And of course the Americans and the British didn't like this, so they deposed him and placed a new Shah, whose name escapes me. Anyway, for about 25 years he ruled under an iron fist. He lived in luxury while the people were starving, until 1978 when he was finally forced out. And he was sentenced to exile. And of course the Americans took him in. And of course the Iranian people were outraged. And you know what happens next. So yeah, I like that it was balanced. And also there's going to be some minor spoilers here, but like, while the Americans are hiding on the Canadian ambassador's house, the ambassador and his wife have this housekeeper who's Iranian, named Saher, I believe her name is. Anyway, like, eventually you find out it hinted that she may know that her guests may be Americans, all I was thinking, like, no, you're not gonna have her rat them out. Please don't have her let them rat them out. And it turns out she doesn't. And I was like, woo, that was a close one. That would have been so cliche and so manipulative. I'm just thanking the movie immeasurably for not having her do that. So overall, Argo is a very tense and very exciting thriller. You'll never be bored and you'll be very interesting, though I will admit there are times when the cinematography leaves something to be desired. Like, you know, it's like a little too shaky and it jumps around a little too much, but there aren't that many scenes like that in the movie. So overall, Argo is a very entertaining film and I highly recommend it to everyone. I'm the Universal Critic. I talk about whatever I want, whenever I want. Goodbye.